You want to talk about how Swamiji says that how we, when we are hungry, how we talked about in the other session.
Yeah.
But I think you can mention it about it.
Right. Actually, I feel like I'm a good example of this. So when we eat, obviously we have to use the mouth. The teeth is there, the saliva is there to start preparing and digesting the food. But when we're not present, as Mashavananda said, if we're running off in the car, if we're thinking about the office as we're eating, we're not present in the first part of digestion in the mouth. So Swamiji says you have two choices. You either chew with the mouth or you chew with the stomach. And he literally said the stomach will have teeth. So if we don't digest the food in the mouth, the digestion will happen in the stomach. And then when this is where the digestion happening, this is where the problems start. If we really enjoy eating in the mouth, and we went fully into this in the webinar, Eating with the Senses, Bhaktananda Swami went deeply into this aspect, then we're going to be with problems. So Swamiji beautifully laid out this idea of eating with the mouth or having teeth in the stomach.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I wanted to ask you, would you tell everyone about who Swamiji's yoga teacher was and how did he learn yoga?
I always like to hear Swamiji talk about Raghupati Yogi. He was the trainer for Swamiji when he was as much as 3 years old. Swamiji did yoga with him, and that's where Nithya Yoga started. And it's amazing stories. I have heard him say about how he used to train him, go on the temple walls, and how he trained him. He used to, hang from there and all that. So anyway, Raghupati Yogi has mastered so many things in yoga. And he taught Swamiji, whatever you are, your thinking has so much to do with when you're doing the exercise. See, when I go to the workout in the health club or something, usually people are watching TV or they're reading a magazine. And but Swamiji has taught us, whenever you're working out, you should just chant or have some visualization of nice feeling or some spiritual chants, because otherwise the mind will take us everywhere. So that's what has so much impact on when you're creating your new cells. See, when we are working out, we are creating new cells. So for that, we have to have the right kind of hearing through the senses, or whatever we are receiving through the senses has to be there. So that's what Raghupati Yogi taught Swamiji, that whenever you're running even, you have to have the right kind of body you want to create. After all, we are creating our body. So what kind of body we want to create? So that's what Raghupati Yogi taught him. And we can read about it in our Nithya Yoga books, who's Raghupati Yogi and all that. So he's a person who was living in Tiruvannamalai at the time Swamiji was growing, and he taught all yoga techniques for Swamiji.
That's reminding me, a whole aspect of this is that idea that Swamiji said he was taught with whatever intention we move the body, that intention creates the mind. And isn't it so that the mind actually creates the body?
Yes.
So if I'm fat, then is it the mind thinking it's fat?
Yes.
Yeah, so the idea with this intention is if we go on saying, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat. Okay, let's say I'm fat, but I don't want to be fat, but still in my mind I'm thinking, I'm fat, I want to lose weight, I'm fat, I want to lose weight. Is that going to work?
Yeah, it's not going to work because you are already your intention, you are thinking, your visualization, that part is that. You are thinking that you are fat, but how are you going to change it?
Exactly.
Unless you visualize yourself being thin and happy and all that. See, that's why I spoke about Dr. Oz's program, how this pill, does raspberry pills, does just change it. Change your mind to feel that you're feeling light. See, you could be fat, but you could be feeling light and happy. So, science is proving, the medical science and everything is proving now towards the Vedic science what it says.
Exactly.
So this Vedic science has covered it all. I mean, when they speak little by little in these programs, I go, God, it is not a wholeness program. They are addressing one program. Our program addresses the whole aspects of these.
So the first thing is we have to change how we phrase that intention. If we're thinking I'm fat and I want to lose weight, it's not going to work. We have to think I'm thin, I'm healthy. Now I told you I worked with the prisoners, and when I proposed this idea that we'll say that, they wanted some other things, like I'm beautiful. So then I say, you have to say I'm beautiful. Then they say, oh, no, but I'm not beautiful. So first thing, the mind comes in and interrupts the process. Mm-hmm. But we have to break through that and just visualize beautiful, visualize thin, and think, I am thin, I am thin, I am thin. And exactly then it'll start happening. This is what Raghupati Yogi also showed Swamiji, and he's teaching to us that our language, our visualization, everything has to point towards
in creating our body.
Creating the body, what we want. As if it's happening right now.
Yes. That's already it is changing.
Right.
So we need to believe first. Right. You're saying that we need to change it already before even we start to exercise. Exactly. That's what Nithya Yoga covers, right?
Right. Okay. So even in the practice, I want to share that there's an asana called Shalabhasana. Have you done it?
Yes.
It's the locust.
Yes.
Oh, I really didn't like this asana, and I would do it and be in a lot of pain. But also knowing that Swamiji said, you have to have the right intention. So I would just I love Shalabhasana, even while my body's not having it. And one day there was a tremendous breakthrough in energy. And again, like I talked about Ustrasana, the body just was able to do it. But I had to constantly visualize doing it because the body was so resistant to this.
So I even remember in Nithya Yoga practices, if a person is not able to do any particular asana, we always ask them to visualize it first, not even doing the whole posture, just they are thinking that they could do the posture, visualizing it, and they are able to do it. Yeah. And we even do a particular practice for that, and to show them that it works.
There is a practice. Maybe we can set up and do that demo later. And I want to give an example of this. I had a client with Crohn's disease. Crohn's is a digestive. You get a lot of adhesions inside, so there's bleeding, and you have to go to the bathroom frequently. So she was having an attack of Crohn's. I said, just come to class anyway. So she came. She was so uncomfortable, and she was. I told her, close your eyes and visualize doing the practice. This woman came, she was one of the people in the prison. She came regularly, whether she could do it or not. She just committed to it. The amazing thing is, she went for her checkup at Ohio State, where they were doing, with the camera when they can see the inside.
Scans?
Yeah. And they expected to find more adhesions and were going to do surgery. Guess what? The adhesions were all gone.
Wow.
And the woman stopped having symptoms. And this woman did not participate as much because she couldn't physically, but she did it with the intention and visualization.
Beautiful.
So there's a lot of great examples that this really works.
And I want to at this time share that from here in Ohio, we did go to the women's prison and taught them Nithya Yoga free for a year.
2 years.
2 years we did.
Yeah.
And they saw great results with the prisoners. So finally we had to teach them to continue. They are using that practice even now. So the impact on them, people gave up smoking. They had so many...
asthma ended, heart palpitations ended.
So Nithya Yoga is something that it is beyond just weight loss.
Yes.
I want to mention that at this time. And thanks to Swamiji for creating this beautiful yoga and giving it to us, and so we can share it to the world. Do we have anything else to cover, Ma?
I think for this session we can be done and take a small break.
And thank you all, and we'll see you in the next session. Nithyanandam.
Nithyanandam.
Definitely say anyone that's interested, take a look at the program in your calendar and really try to make it work. It's a wonderful program. There's so many benefits, it's hard to describe until you experience it yourself. And I do know when I left and saw friends and acquaintances, they were just amazed. They kept saying, what have you done? What did you do different? What is it? You look so different and you look so good. I can't put my finger on it. They just, I would say, oh, I went to weight loss retreat, and they just keep staring at me and go, I just can't put my finger on it, but you just look great. It's amazing. So if it's something I would
I'm Dr. Chuck Bowman. I live very close to the Ohio Vedic Temple and attended the weight loss program this summer. I found it was a miniature version of the Inner Awakening program that Swamiji offers at the ashram in Bidadi, and really enjoyed the program very much.